Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Aska, where you, the audience, get to ask questions of someone you may not be able to get to interact with on a day-to-day basis. It's a place to grow, learn, understand, and educate. That's the glue.
For everyone.
You just changed it. You said earlier educate.
Grow, learn,
I said everyone.
Educate for everyone.
I said everyone earlier, and you said educate.
But you keep forgetting educate. Grow, learn, understand, educate for everyone.
So it's glue.
It's glue.
That's the glue. I'm one of your hosts, Big Irish Jay Hollingsworth.
And I'm Kev on stage, and this is Ask a Veteran with Lulu Gonzalez. Clap it up.
Hello, everybody.
Lulu Gonzalez. So let me set the stage. Lulu's a friend of ours. She's a comedian as well. She is an actress. We have worked together on many things. Very funny. She hoops. She's from New York. She wears Tim's to bed. And
What's up, son?
Much later, I found out you were a veteran. I did not know that right off the bat. I found out about you just following you at first. I mean, not much later. I knew like a little bit after. And then you had a Walmart commercial where you were very stern in it. You were like all cheekbone and jawline in that picture. So
Clenched teeth.
So yeah. So the way this works, me and Jay will ask you some questions, and then we'll ask some questions of the audience.
Cool.
So I want to know. Well, you were in the Army.
Yes.
So for how long were you active duty?
I was active duty for 1.5 years. So I was National Guard. So I joined after college, during college. So I wasn't like really wanting to be like full-time Army. I was like part-time Army. So they call a weekend warrior.
Yes.
So we only come in 1 week in a month.
Right.
And 2 weeks in the summer. And I'm done. I'm done being a soldier.
Right.
We fold up the clothes and we go home.
Right.
But then I got drafted into the war when the war happened. And then, I was on active duty for a whole year.
So that's Operation Enduring Freedom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Operation,
And you were stationed in Iraq or Afghanistan?
Iraq. Actually, it's Operation Iraqi Freedom. Sorry.
Iraqi Freedom. Okay. So how old were you at that time? Very young? Right after college?
Next question.
My thing is, here's the thing, because I was in, my dad's in the military. Actually, my dad just retired.
Oh, congratulations.
This is the first time I've actually said was. But he was in the military for almost 30 years. Jeez. Melissa's dad was in the military. Everybody I knew was military my whole life. My dad was, he retired as Sergeant Major, I think. So all I knew was military brat.
So you know how to make a bed?
No. My dad was very nice and calm.
You were lucky.
He was not. Yeah, he was not like a lot of my friends' dads were like.
Yeah.
Like
hospital corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Like hotel bed straight.
Yeah.
Bounce the quarter.
Tucked in. Yeah. But my dad wasn't. He wasn't tripping like that. He's an engineer, so I don't know. Maybe he just.
I was an engineer.
Really?
Yeah.
Corps of Engineers. So he was never like that. He's super chill anyway. And I forgot what I was going with that question. Oh yeah. So I grew up a lot on military bases. And my dad was stationed in Iraq for, I think he did like maybe 2 years.
Really?
Two separate tours. Yeah. He's been TDY a lot. So anyway.
He's been what?
TDY. That's temporary duty assignment or something like. I don't know what the Y stands for. But it's when you're stationed somewhere else other than your home base for like more than 6 months or something like that.
Tour date something. Tour date year. Something.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
It's been a while. And I didn't have I had an important job, but it was like, I was an engineer.
Yeah.
I was in charge of being a mechanic for like Humvees and dozers and loaders and stuff like that. And then I was also a driver and a gunner. So
Dang.
I only had like
a lot of jobs.
Yeah, when you're in the military, you have a lot of jobs.
Yes.
It's like being Jamaican. Yeah. So I was like, I went over there with one job, and then they got there, and they was like, "Oh, you got 2 more jobs." Right. I was like, "Oh, this ain't in my contract, but okay."
Oh, I know where I was going. I was in ROTC, but I got kicked out.
How'd you get kicked out of ROTC?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, Lou.
You just gotta show up.
That was the problem.
You didn't show up.
I was in Washington. It was cold. I was in college. You had to be there at 6 a.m. And I was just like, I'm gonna tell you what happened. First, I thought I was gonna get on scholarship.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, a lot of the scholarships were for pilots. I was in Air Force ROTC. And then I had bad vision. So they were like, you can't be a pilot because you don't have good vision. So I was like, bet.
Bet.
So I wasn't going to get the scholarship because I wasn't great at Air Force stuff. So then they were like, hey, you got to be here at 6 a.m. Tuesday and Thursday. And I was like,
2 days out the week?
2 days. Cold, though. Excuse me. Then you got to wear the uniform all day.
Yeah, I didn't like
the
that.
foldy hat in college. And it was just like,
I ain't gonna even lie. I was in the Army at that time, and they wanted me to join ROTC too, because it's like if being in the Army, if you join ROTC, when you graduate, you'll be an officer, you get higher pay, you get all this good stuff. Yeah. But I was like, I gotta wear the uniform all day on campus. I went to HBCU, so I'm like, I'm not going to the cafeteria and you no.
Can I wear my Timbs with it?
So they was like, yeah, you got to come early, like 8 a.m. I didn't have any 8 a.m. classes.
Right.
So this would have been my only 8 a.m. class to go do something during the week that I'm going to do on the weekend regardless.
Yes.
I was like, nah, I'm good.
So when you got drafted, were you like, oh, snap, I said weekends?
Yeah. Yeah, literally. I had just came back from basic training.
Yeah.
And that's when everything happened with the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sucks for whoever got to go.
Glad I'm just doing this weekend thing.
I'm just doing the weekend thing. I was like, we're never going to go. We just fill sandbags. We're never going to go. We were the first ones out. We were the first one. We was on literally the second rotation in Iraq. They had no. It was so bare that we was living in what they call connexes. And it's
what's that?
Okay, so you know like the shipping yards on those big boats that you see, those big containers.
Yeah.
It's one of those, but then they put ACs in them and turn it into rooms.
Dang.
What?
So it's a metal. You're sleeping in a metal box.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So when mortars are hitting the ground, everything shakes. So now your room shakes and everything echoes.
So hold on, what were you doing the year prior?
I was in class. I was going to parties.
From college to war?
I literally went from college, like I was taking exams, and then the next week I was in uniform.
Okay, I want to go back to, so you, and is that the right term that you got drafted?
That's what we be like. Yeah, this is because we didn't want to go.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was like, to Iraq we go.
You got voluntold.
Yeah.
So okay, so I want to know what it was like. I mean, I can't even imagine. Like, did you have a moment where you're like, you broke down or like scared? I'm sure anything.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like when everything happened with 9/11, it was September. Okay. So after that, we got activated. Where they literally the same day, my phone started ringing. And in my school, Virginia State University, it was a military school now because everybody that was out of state enlisted in the National Guard to get in-state tuition. So we're all literally sitting in the cafeteria and all our phones are going off. And like some of those are like infantry. So they're reacting to their phone. And I'm like, I was freaking out. I was like, I'm not answering.
Right.
So
I'll fix it. I just won't answer.
I would have gone. I never got the call. I don't know. Bad reception. I don't know.
Not me. You called me? Like you got my number?
I was on Sprint. I don't know.
So for like 4 days, I did not answer my phone.
Really? 4 days? Oh, man.
I'm going to just keep sending them the voicemail.
Because they know where we live. So
Right.
they have like people that can come out and come get us.
Yeah.
So then there was people that wasn't going in that we saw getting picked up.
Right.
So I was like, oh man, let me call. 'Cause I don't want to go in like forcefully.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Just seeing Lulu getting dragged.
out of class.
I didn't have my phone.
It's a track phone.
So finally I get the call. I have to go in to the unit. And they gave us this whole breakdown, like, you got to see what's going on in the news. So first question everybody's asking is, are we going to war?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. Right now it's a no.
Right.
We need a stateside. I'm like, cool, I could do stateside.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Like tornadoes, hurricanes, all me.
I'm more of a natural disaster
Yeah, I'm
type
more
of soldier.
natural.
I got Nebraska. I got the Nebraska coastline.
Exactly. I was with that. So then they was like, all right, cool. Even though we're not going overseas as of yet, we still need to prep.
Right.
Cool. We got to go to Jersey. I'm thinking we're not really going to Iraq because if we're going to prep, we will go somewhere hot and train to go somewhere hot.
Right.
You know? They sent us to Fort Dix, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And it was 20 degrees. And I was like, oh, they just playing with us.
We good.
Yeah.
We good.
It's more weather training.
So literally we was like about to go to Fort Dix. And then my birthday's December 11th. I'll never forget. December 11th, I went out, had a good time, went and party, whatever. So mind you, from September to December, we're still just like training, like in case things happen.
Yeah.
So then.
So this is still 2001.
Yeah.
Like 3 months after. Okay.
Still 2001.
Got it.
So they're like, we got to train. I was like, all right, cool. Just go train. December 19th, we get orders. They told us to come in. Like the 18th, they told us to come in.
Got it.
Just going over random regular stuff. And they're like, yeah, so we've been activated. And I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What does that mean? Because we've been working, we've been doing stuff. What does
Right.
that mean? They're like, we're going overseas.
Oh, snap.
And then they give us your orders. And then this is how vague and crazy and messed up the military is. They gave you orders and it says you're activated for 765 days.
It's very specific.
That's very specific. And that's like 2.5
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Dang.
And I was like, my life is
Yeah.
over. So then they're like, all right, cool. This is just an estimate. So what they were saying is, okay, that was 2001.
Mm-hmm.
From 2001 to 2003, technically we're on active duty.
Got it.
So then they was like, all right, cool. Those days don't count because they're counting as like while we're here. I was like, oh, cool, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Within like 2003, by March 2003, they're like, yeah, so we're really going now. I was like, no. You said for last year. This is the 765, right? The 765, right? They was like,
Sir, I would like to clarify. I believe we had discussed
because we
this.
was like, for the whole year, we've been just training, right? We still, we don't want to train anymore.
Yeah. I don't know if I've trained fully yet.
So then literally March 2003,
Dang.
got on a plane
Oh.
and they was like, we going Iraq.
Like, do you?
Dang.
I've talked about like, I used to teach martial arts, but and the same with military. I say like, I can fight, but I'm not a fighter.
Yeah.
Like that's a mentality. And I always say like, I watched this documentary about the documentary is called Snuff, but it's like what qualifies as a snuff film? Is it somebody's passing away on film? Blah blah blah. And they had 3 soldiers that were like, they were in the bottom of a building and like bullets are flying, right? And 2 of the guys, they're like, keep your head down, and then one guy is just losing it. And I'm watching that and I'm like, everybody's is always like, well, I'd do this and this. And I'm like, I probably would be that, I don't know. I might be that guy screaming. So I'm like, how do you react to it? Like,
How do you prepare mentally?
yeah.
Honestly, I was a completely different woman and soldier back then because thinking about the things that I did then, there's no way I can do it now.
Really?
And no, I was way tougher and way more stronger back then because the things I were doing that when I tell people they're like, you did what? But to me that was normal and it was easy.
So do you feel like survival mode Lou kicked in?
Oh yeah. I mean my job
And the training?
Oh yeah. Because my number one job over there was a gunner. And I'm a female. And I'm like in my battalion.
Woman is the right term. So
Did you know that?
What?
That you shouldn't say female?
Well, tell that to my drill sergeant.
Okay, I would agree with you. But I got a lecture the other day when I was asking somebody what it was like to be a female producer. And he was like, yeah,
We were on him so
they're like,
bad.
Jay, it's woman? I'm
Well, in the military they call you female.
Really?
like, are you against America?
Well, according to my first sergeant, he used to call my one of my homeboys boy,
Really?
and you could tell where he was from.
Okay, well, I'm not on board with that. Clarification.
Yeah, I used to tell him like, "Don't you go over there?" And he'd
Right.
be like, "What you want me to do? Say no?" I'm like,
True.
"Yeah, man." He'd be like, "Hey, boy, come here."
Oh,
And
snap.
it just cringed.
Yeah.
Everything aside, I used to be like, "Oh, don't go for us,
Right.
for us."
Where our ancestors don't go.
But yeah, I was a gunner, so like every time there was a mission, like and with important people, I would have to go with the captain, the sergeant major,
Yeah.
the big people that they want to kill and they target.
Yeah.
So I was always a target, and you got to remember, I went in Iraq before there were like these Humvees with all this bulletproof.
Oh, yeah.
everything.
And did you also not have the vests?
All I had is that's why I have a bad back now and I have a bad knee because all I had was a vest and my Kevlar helmet. So,
But wasn't like at first like there was like complaints that the vests weren't like they weren't giving him very good bulletproof vests?
no, there wasn't. First of all, it's a flak jacket, right? And then when you open it, one plate goes in here, and then there's another plate that comes in here, and there's a plate on your back. So when you close it, you go like this. But all of this is open.
Yeah.
All of this is
Dang.
open.
Yeah.
Like if you shooting from the side, you could light
Yeah.
my whole side up.
Right.
And then I'm gone.
Right.
So it's like
Dang.
now I gotta be a strategic gunner.
I would be dressed like a knight. That's how the medal I would have on me.
So like I'll never forget. Like they sent me to Syria. Now from Iraq to Syria was about like an 8-hour drive. So then we would take turns, me and another driver. But I'm on the back of this truck. It's not even a Humvee. It looks like a pickup truck, like a
Oh, with like a gun on it.
with
Yeah.
a
Dang.
mic stand in the back and a gun on the mic stand.
What?
And it was an M249 machine gun. And
Oh,
it
an
was like-
M249 machine gun?
Yeah,
Dope.
you know that one. So they was like, Gonzalez, go there, and I was like, where am I going? Well, I was like, where's
You
my
like, is there
truck?
another Gonzalez in here?
That's outside.
So, mind you, we're on a convoy, and the convoy is about 6 or 7, 8 cars. Like you following really, really tight, really, really fast.
Right.
And I'm on the back of this truck with no protection. I'm the last one because now my 249 is facing that way, and somebody else's gun is facing that way. So I'm riding on the back of this truck in Syria, and I'm like, I am a sitting duck. I'm gone. I was like, I'm not coming back on this convoy.
What?
I'm not. But I'm like, in my head, I'm always like, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out fighting.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
lighting this thing up.
Right.
I'm lighting everybody
Tony
up.
The guy in front of me, the driver. I don't.
So, but it was like that mentality was normal. It was like I would go out. Every time I'm lock and loading my machine, and then I was at the guard, I'm lock and loading my machine. I'll never forget, we was walking, like literally, we had to hop out our trucks because they thought somebody was in the area. I was like, this doesn't seem smart. Like, that's why I got in trouble a lot, because they would tell us to do stuff, and I'd be like,
Hold on. Let me hold up.
Your New York came out.
yeah. And they'd be like, there's no Gonzalez, and I'm like, no.
Because I gotta be up here.
I gotta
So
do
if I
it.
gotta be up here, I'm gonna ask some questions.
They literally said one time they said she was trying to lead a revolution. Because they wouldn't give us naps. And I was like, yo, we're tired.
Oh
And they
man.
was
That's
like,
what I was gonna ask you. Like, you have to be alert for
Dude.
a long period of time, like on high alert.
On high
like
alert.
life or death. If you like doze off or slip,
Yeah.
that could be like your life or your people's life.
Yeah.
I feel like you like have to grit your teeth for a long time.
The
it's
stress
a lot of
level.
pressure.
Like I drove back from Tempe in the rain, and I was like, "Man, I am drained."
man, it's nothing like driving on a road.
Yeah.
Well, also when you're driving, they give you like freeway. Like you don't
Yeah.
I don't have to stop. I don't have to like wait for people. I can just go.
Yeah.
But it's in something like I'm not just driving. I'm looking like is that plastic bag really a plastic bag or is it a bomb?
Yeah.
Or like what is that person doing? If that lady's crossing the street with a baby, like is that really a baby?
Right.
Like so you're like
so
driving.
that's like
Dude.
high alert all
you're,
day.
you're stressed all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're really like worked. Like
Right.
woo. That's why they give so many people in the military Red Bulls. Like they be
Yes.
like, yo, drink
Dang.
up.
That's another thing in the Air Force, like speed. You have to take it.
Yeah.
Like if the pilots, you have to be that alert all the time. It's like, bro, you're just
I cannot imagine.
you're taking
dude.
that.
Yeah.
So don't even ask questions. You will be on
Yeah.
methamphetamines to be alert.
But they train you, like they prep you for like that's what I loved about boot camp because for me it was like a big like sleepaway camp because
Right.
we got to do all the cool stuff like we got and then you have like your monthly training like what regular army they would do it like more often but we did
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it monthly, so we would go into the wilderness and just sit for like 3 days, 4 or 5 days, and just sit outside and just
In the
like
field?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I remember one day we had to like one night I was in there from like 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. in trees in the tree line just with the weapon, just sitting there and just waiting. Then
Dang.
but it'd be fun.
That doesn't sound like fun at all, actually.
Oh man, you get some night vision goggles. But you know what makes it? This is what makes it. It's your friends. It's your battle buddies.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
people who like I'm in charge of your life, you're in charge of my life, and we hang out, we become friends, you become
Right.
family.
Yeah.
So you end up just kicking it and you end up like raiding houses together.
I just envision you being like the guy on Die Hard, like, "Yeah, man, this is just like back in Nam." And the black dude's like, "I was in junior high, dickhead." That's how your platoon looked at you, like, "All right." Go.
My platoon hated me.
Really?
They hated me
Why?
because I was the jokester and I never took anything.
Girl, we ain't nobody playing but you. Like, I mean, guys, we gotta lighten up.
You're throwing firecrackers. I'm like, "Dang, man."
Say, man.
Like in boot camp, I would they called me New York Stock Exchange because I would get like food and I didn't like it. So then I would end up hustling people at lunch.
Oh man.
And until I get what I want. So
I
would
got these ham sandwiches.
So that's what it would be. So at lunch, everybody would be like, yo, Gonzalez, what you got? And I'd be like, yo, I got these. Yo, who want the jalapeno cheese? And they'd be like, yo, I'd be like, what you got? You got peanut butter? Give me peanut butter. And then we do a switch. So by then, people would be like, why can't you just eat your food, Gonzalez?
Because I don't like it.
I can just see you like all the time. You're like this, like, I always got questions. Can't you take an order?
So, like in boot camp, they have what they call a PG. It's a platoon guide.
Mm-hmm.
That is usually the most sharpest, squared away soldier. That means you're the most physically fit. You know all your stuff.
Right.
You're just squared away. When they say squared away, you're A-okay.
Yeah.
So when I first got there, I'm running the whole platoon.
Right,
And
right.
my drill sergeant's like, you want to be PG, don't you? And I was like, nah, you don't gotta give me that. And he was like, nah, I know you want it. I know. I was like, nah. He's like, come in. And then they started calling me New York. They give you little nicknames. They started messing with you. And then and then he didn't give it to me. So then after that, I was like a bad kid. I was like, man, I'm not doing nothing, man. I'll be in the back of the platoon.
Her uniform's untucked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my uniform's untucked, and like when you march, you're supposed to just march really, really straight. Everything's, but I'm in the back bopping. I'm doing dances. They singing cadences. I'm like, yeah. So then they turn around. They're like, Gonzalez. So if I mess up, the whole platoon messes up.
Yeah.
So I would get the whole platoon in a lot of trouble. And then my drill sergeant's way of trying to like redeem that was like, all right, cool. Now I'm gonna make you PG. Now you're
You
in
were
charge.
teacher's little helper. You were like, okay, I want to help you.
Yeah,
I'll be a good girl.
And then I became PG. And then
Oh,
everybody was
snap.
like, they was like, we ain't gonna take you serious. And I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna take me serious? So then I was like, nah, I'm the squared away soldier.
Yeah.
But all that, we became friends. We became
Right.
family. I still talk to some people that
I was just going to ask you that because that was a minute ago, but it seems like those are some like lifelong. Like if you go through that type of stuff, we friends forever.
Forever.
You know what I mean? Like that's like, and I think one thing we underestimate, we being civilians, like you don't realize what somebody is doing for you while we're literally like road rage or something. People are literally like, life is on the line for you and you don't even think about it. You know, kind of like Men in Black, like you don't even, we have the luxury of not having to worry about stuff that because people like you are like risking their lives. You're terrified. Like you was in college. Like a lot of people go to the military. Like, you know, when I grew up, there's kids or when I was in ROTC, they were like bred for this. My dad was military. My granddad, like they went through college waiting for their moment. You was like, no, hey man, y'all said weekends. Now you're at war. Like, what was that like when you got off that, military plane and your feet hit the ground and you're in Iraq and were you just like, dang.
Yeah. I like, it's what they call boots hit ground. Boots on ground. And like we had the luxury of going to
Was it Germany?
I didn't go to Germany. I went to Afghanistan first.
Okay.
And then we're sitting there hanging out, getting acclimated to the weather and to the smells and stuff like that. It's nice. It's like vacation. There's a Taco Bell.
Right. Really?
Oh yeah, there was a Taco Bell there. But where I went to, they had a Subway. When I was leaving, they got a Subway, Taco Bell. They had a fruit stand and juice stand.
Snap.
I was like, oh, they blew up our chow hall, but y'all get Taco Bell. Cool. So
There goes Lulu again. Dang.
She trading Subway sandwiches. Hey, I got the
exactly.
Just eat it. Just eat it. You could have picked anything. Why would you order something you didn't like? I wanted to trade.
I'm in it for the game.
for the long run, So we were in Afghanistan. We're chilling. It's cool. It's cozy. It's not that bad. There's no bombs. They got like luxury. They really, because there's some people that's really stationed there.
Right.
And we was like, oh, that's where we're gonna be. They're like, no, you guys are going to. You're gonna go to Mosul, which is in northern Iraq.
Yeah.
We're going there. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
So you were there before they had even reinforced Humvees. Like
we were putting Humvees together with bulletproof padding and stuff like that, and shipping them off to other units.
You're like, can we keep one of these? Yeah.
And they was giving them the good stuff. I was like, yo, I can't keep it on the big ones for us.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Do you feel like you ever like I want to use the term got used to it? Like how long did it take for you to be like, all right, I'm here now, let's go?
We got there in March. And March by like May.
Really?
Dang.
You got to get used to it quick.
Yeah, because otherwise,
mind you, the day we got there, I'll never forget. My first sergeant told me, he was like, "Look, this is where it kicks in. Mm-hmm. This is go time. Lock and load. When they tell you lock and load, it's go time.
yeah.
Lock and load." He's like, "We're going through Sniper Alley." I said, "Hold up."
The fact that you raise your hand for everything.
I was
Now,
like,
when you say Sniper Alley,
yeah.
you mean
I was like, "Is this like real snipers, or y'all just call it that?"
Right,
Like, are y'all-
Yeah.
is it a term y'all throw around,
And
or
they-
snipers be out there?
And they was like, "No, we've lost a couple people on this trail. Stay alert, stay focused, stay ready, lock and load." Now, me being me, I'm trying to find something to hold on to make me like still laugh.
Yeah.
And my homie, my brother, he actually got killed in action overseas. He looks at me and he says, "I got you." He's like, "But don't mess up, because if I go down, like,
Right,
who
right.
gonna help us?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, I got you. And then this really, really big chick, I was like, I don't know why she in the army still, but she was really, really, like, she needed, mind you, we're going through Sniper Alley and she's asking for help to get on the Humvee, the truck.
I can just imagine you. They're like, Lulu, just come on, Lulu. Just let
And
her-
she was like right where you are, and I lost it. And then because the way we were at, you can't sit up. It's Sniper Alley. They want you ducked and covered under seat.
Yeah.
Your weapons out the window, but you have to be under. And she was like,
Dang.
And you were like, women.
"No, I
Females.
literally snapped.
Did you really?
I snapped and I grabbed her. And I said, I can't say it for the people, but I said, if you don't get your effing butt together and get this together and point your weapon out the window, I'm gonna hurt you myself."
Dang.
And she was like,
That's why she was PG.
Yeah.
Ain't no crying here, cuz. It's whatever. It could be whatever.
"Yeah," because at that time it's like, I don't care if you can't breathe. You better pull this trigger.
Yeah.
Right, because you.
It could be
Everybody's
me.
different.
I am depending on you.
Yeah, it could
You're
be
only as
me.
strong as your weakest link.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was just like, why is she here? What are we doing? What are we doing?
First sergeant.
Yeah.
Girl.
Like, here we go, Lulu. Yeah.
I would trade her for a sandwich. I would rather have a turkey sandwich.
She traded herself for the sandwich. Okay?
That's hilarious.
So yeah, that was a real eye-awakening moment where it's like, okay, I have to get ready. And literally the next day we were there, bombs started dropping.
So what is that like? Like, I mean,
terrifying.
again, we don't have to even think about. I mean, the most I've ever heard is like some gunshots in like Memphis, but it's never, or even in LA. But you never feel like that's near me. Like that stuff is. My dad was over there, and there was he was in a chow hall, and like it got blown up. Like he was like, I'm just eating.
Maybe wait, he might be in my unit. Because my child got blown up.
You know what? He was there around the same time. He was there maybe, I was in college around 2003.
My child got blown up. It was on
Yeah.
CNN.
Yeah, it was the same
Wait,
one. I don't know if
wait.
it was the same chow hall, but his was
Text
on the
your
news.
daddy.
too.
I might know your daddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him.
FaceTime
It's
him.
bad service over here.
Well, yeah,
But he be like trying to like he was like, yo, like I'm
It's
cool,
real.
but like he was like, yo, that could have been me.
Dang.
like, okay, so I think it's the same one because there's only one that happened in 2003.
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
It was around Christmas time.
I'm gonna text him.
Thank God I was a little fast and I love men because that's what saved my life.
Men?
Yeah, loving men saved my life.
How?
Because I was such a revolutionary. Like they didn't want me around all the time, so they tried to send me away. So the main base I was at was in Mosul, and they tasked me to what they call Alpha Company. It's another branch of this headquarters, but it's far away.
Yeah.
So that I couldn't cause any trouble.
Right.
So they sent me over there. I was the only female, the only black person. And yeah, they already talked so much smack about me. They was
Right.
like, let's send Gonzalez to Talifar so she don't bother nobody.
Yeah.
So when I went over there, they were like, man, you're a really good soldier. Like, why would
I'm
they
just trying to tell them.
I was like, I was trying to tell people.
You're like, wait till my first question comes up.
So then I was there for like 3 months, 4 months. And they was like, you did such great work. Do you want to come back to the main base? But I had already started dating this dude.
I kind of got a thing going over here in Telefire.
Went from Fort Dix to Dix. Come on, Josh.
I was like, man, I got this good thing.
I got a little
going,
situation going over here in
So they
Telefire.
was like, you sure you don't want to come back? And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm kind of rocking with him. But I couldn't tell them that because
Right.
you can't have no fraternization.
There's some very serious missions that I'd like to attend to.
I was like, I think my work is needed here. You know?
And so does he.
So then, literally, I told them I wanted to stay. That next week, the chow hall, there was a suicide bomber who walked into our chow hall.
Oh, snap.
And blew up the chow hall, killed 22 soldiers.
Oh, my God.
Where he blew himself up at is exactly where I sit every day at that same time
Oh,
in
my
the same
God.
spot.
Dang.
So did you deal with any like survivor's remorse of like
Yeah,
for a long time?
still do.
Still to this day?
Dang.
Dang.
I mean, I lost my best friend over there. So I lost my best friend and a couple of cool homies.
Dang.
So how do you like? Because the thing that's crazy is you're a comedian.
I know.
On stage
I
in your
know.
videos, like, do you like compartmentalize that part of your life? Like, how do you move on?
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like, let me just like talk about it.
Yeah,
Try
yeah,
to make
yeah.
a joke about it.
Yeah.
But for a long time, I wouldn't even tell people I was in the military.
My father-in-law cannot talk about
Yeah.
it. Melissa's dad, we don't speak about that at all.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
He came back. He don't do no crowds, no nothing.
I don't-
Like
I passed out one time
word
in a crowd.
From
Yeah.
what? Just the
The anxiety of it
Yeah.
all. Like I was literally, it was like a club, and it was like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I started to get hot, and it's like I'm thinking it's just like I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this. I gotta
Yeah.
watch this.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this.
So
Like,
that same thing that clicked
Yeah.
on, you can't turn it off now.
you can never turn it off.
Yeah.
And it's like it feels funny, and I was just like, and I started to sweat, and I started to get hot, and I told my homegirl, I was like, yo, I can't breathe. And she's like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, I gotta go somewhere. I gotta get some air. And I took 2 steps, and then I fell flat on my face. And I just passed out.
Oh snap!
And I remember trying to get up, and I just passed back out. And I remember next time dude was like picking me up, security, and put me outside. And I woke up, and I was just fine.
that is insane. It's
You
like
you never let go.
I can't imagine you can like and then also is it even worse because like the average people you talk to we have no frame of reference
clue.
for what that's even like.
No, like when I first came back, like mind you, my mom and dad don't have no clue, no clue what I did overseas.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there'll be times I'm on the phone with my mom when I was in Iraq, and then there's bombs that are dropping, and then my mom is such a warrior that
Yeah.
I would have to just be like, oh, I gotta go. She's like, what's happening? I gotta go. They're calling me to get something to eat. I
Yeah,
gotta go.
yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm really trying to duck for cover because now we
Yeah.
have to hang up and we have to go hide.
Yeah.
And
seek
even there, you're
shelter.
worried about your mom. And yeah.
So when that whole thing with the chow hall happened,
Mm-hmm.
mind you, when things happen overseas, we're not allowed to contact or communicate with anybody because God forbid something happened to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to be the ones to leak somebody's death versus them hearing it.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
The official way.
Exactly.
Got
Versus
it.
them are speculating or
Right.
them not getting the proper information or
Right,
leaking
right, right.
out to the press.
Yeah.
So I couldn't say anything, and then they cut off communication. So when that happened, literally for 2 weeks, my mom thought I was dead.
Oh my god.
She thought I was dead. And then my godfather at the time, he worked in another military base, and he was trying to communicate to my mom, and he's like, I don't even know anything. I don't hear anything. I'm trying to call her unit. Nobody, but it's all over CNN.
Yeah.
276 Engineer Battalion, Chow Hall exploded. My mom knows my company.
That is my dad's thing. That is his engineering thing.
What?
See?
Yes, he was that was his unit. I
I
know
know
because
your
I
dad.
remember that he had that on Prime Power. He had that like that
276?
yes, he had that patch.
HHC 276?
Yeah.
I know your dad. I know your dad. That's crazy.
Oh my
Dude,
god,
that is nuts.
I text him. He might be asleep. He grew a
time is
beard.
it?
He's in Fayetteville. he retired. He grew a beard. He sent me a text. I was like, dude, where'd your beard come from? He was like, I woke up one day, it was there. Like he's been in the military for like 30 years.
Rip Van
Never
Winkle?
seen a beard. I
I
mean,
think I know your dad.
you might know
Because
him.
it's-
Yeah, bring up a picture.
I will.
Because everybody, even if we didn't know each other before we went over there,
Right.
when you go over there, they task you. Like,
Yeah.
so you end up being in somebody else's battalion that
Yeah.
you never met before, but you guys have the same job.
You know, it was 249th.
249?
249th engineer. I
sure?
gotta ask him. Yeah.
Well, while you're asking that, I got a question for you. So
Ask away.
We're talking about my dad. Go ahead.
go ahead, tell us more about his beard. So when 9/11 happened, it was like his first time I'd say in my lifetime where the whole country was like we're one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like black people and white people
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you know
yeah,
yeah.
and it was like okay, these Muslims or
Right,
you know
right.
these brown people over here, right? Did you, from going in the military and then also being over there, did you ever have like feel like you were starting to get like or view people differently or gain prejudice? And if so, how did you like deprogram that?
I still have moments where I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sorry. I should
put me on the spotlight.
No, that was a good
No.
question.
The reason I'm
and
smiling,
you said, and we have a whole
Yeah.
game of who can ask the best questions, and I was like, oh, that's a good one.
that's
And
why
then
I
you
was
said,
smiling.
and I was like, crap.
I didn't want you to think I'm like laughing at we're
No,
about
no,
to
no,
talk
no.
But
about
that is
this.
a good question.
Right.
Yes, I'm racist. Is that the question?
And I'm laughing about it, Like,
I mean, well, your eye gets trained, like I said, when I was overseas, like, it wasn't a stereotype. It's just like, I'm in your land.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
So
right,
I'm
right.
assuming anybody who is not on my team just doesn't
wants
like
to hurt
me.
you.
Yeah, just
Right.
wants to hurt. Even little kids, like I wasn't allowed to I have a big heart for kids,
Yes.
So if I'm like riding through your city and I see a bunch of kids like reaching for me and they want candy and stuff, I want to give them candy.
Right.
But at the same time, this little kid might want to kill me.
Yes.
So it's like I had to like end up being meaner to kids and meaner
Right.
to other people, and then even the ones like that would work on our base. We would have like Iraqis working on our base, and we had to one day the same dude that I'm like, hey, how you doing every day? I had to bust into his house and raid his home,
Oh, snap.
and that was one of the best days I ever had over there.
What?
And I just let you know how I was programmed to the
Yeah.
point
wait,
where
okay, how do you mean it was one of your best days?
it was exciting. I got to bust up in somebody's house, and now I'm holding this man at gunpoint for 45 minutes straight without blinking.
Dang.
And I'm literally sitting here like, I wish he would move.
Dang.
I wish he, and mind you,
And this is somebody that you were friends and cool with.
yeah, I seen him all the
Dang.
time. Hey, how you doing? But we had, maybe we thought that he had something
right.
that
To do with it.
to do something that we don't know what he gonna do with. So they was like, this is the orders, this is the mission for the day.
So did y'all know it was his house before, or did you
Yeah.
pop in and you're like, oh, snap, this is dude?
No, we know it's him
Oh, my God.
because he was working on our base.
So now he could have been like a spy or giving information or things
so
like that.
we had him and his family on our base, living in a little area, but they was working for the military, and we don't know if they got some intel. Well, all we were told is there's a possibility they have some intel that's from this base. That's all I need to know.
And was there? Did you? Or I don't even know if you can talk about it. But did it come up that there was something that he was hiding or was not?
I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
Okay.
Is that how you do a lot of stuff?
Oh, yeah.
You just follow orders.
This is what they
unless
tell
you're
me.
asking
But
questions.
that's why I got in so much trouble.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
they
girl,
were-
this is above your pay grade. I know. I understand that. Trust me, I do. Also, I'm going to still ask this question.
I got a lot of Article 15s, which is when they take away your money.
Yeah.
I got a lot of write-ups. I got a whole bunch of those because I was not. They was like, you picked the wrong profession. I was like, I know, because you're not about to tell me what to do with my life.
Right.
They're like, no, that's exactly what we're doing. That's what an order is.
No.
Not without a fight you in.
So that's why I got into so much
That's
trouble.
hilarious. Now, so did that same guy? Did you then like the next day or the next week have to go back to trying to be like, hey, what's going on?
I'm not do nothing.
Or did you?
I'd be like, hey,
I
what's
mean,
up?
I know, Lulu. I'm saying, did you?
He said, I got to do nothing.
Did you
It
have
could be
to-
whatever.
Did you? Did you like interact with him after that point? Of you just?
Yeah, but it's always that like little.
Now it's
feel,
changed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a little inclination that what if he just because we didn't find anything or
Right.
or I don't know, they don't tell you anything.
Right.
My job is just to go hold him at gunpoint and then.
Hostage, you're about to say. I know. I
I mean,
get
it
you.
is kind of
I mean, it's kind-
Yeah.
because at that point in time, I'm not thinking about how crazy it is because it's a man and his wife and his kids. But at that same time, I'm like, if you move,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just gonna be your wife and kid.
It's gonna be she gonna be a single mother, bro. So,
Now-
but at that time, I'm like, I just want to go home,
Right.
Yeah.
and whatever by any means, I'm gonna see my mama again.
Right.
Y'all not gonna stop me from seeing my mama.
Yes.
So that's.
So whatever I got to do to get back to her, I just got to do
I'm like,
that.
how many more houses you want me to bust up in?
Dang.
Okay, so with that, so you talked about like coming back and you had those sometimes anxiety attacks, and which is justified. I mean, with what you've been through.
Absolutely.
So coming back, then when you see somebody that might be a brown person that could be from over there, did it take for a while that you would be like, the initial thing, like and then be like, oh no, I gotta remember, I'm back here, I'm good. Or even if you still maybe have some of those feelings to this day.
I still do. I'm not gonna lie, especially if I see like a backpack on the floor or somebody walking with a backpack, or like certain things I just like I pay more attention to. Like if I'm walking somewhere and I'm always checking behind me, see somebody's following me, I'm checking my mirrors, checking that. So I'm still like a little on edge, but I think I need to be like that. That keeps me sane. If I try to act like it doesn't exist or like, oh, that's cool, I'm not in Iraq no more.
Right.
I think it makes me more crazier. If that makes any sense.
No. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
I have to acknowledge it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense. I actually want to know if like, has it lessened any over the years? Because I imagine when you first come back home, you're like really on high alert. But that was some time ago. But are you still like, or do you feel like it'll ever be gone?
Here's the thing. Every time I think it lessens, it intensifies. Because like I said, for like 7 years, nobody knew I was in the military. I was very ashamed of being in the military. So I didn't tell anybody. So I wasn't acknowledging anything. I wasn't acknowledging.
So that just went untreated,
you just push it
literally
down.
just like compressed.
No, I'm like PTSD. Who has that? I don't
Right.
have. I'm fine. I'm not crazy. I'm normal, right?
Yeah,
I'm fine,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm cool, guys, right? Cool, right? And
You're like, yeah, you're fine.
I was like, yeah, I'm not crazy, right? I'm not crazy. Woo, I'm not crazy.
What does it scream?
So it wasn't until I moved to LA and I booked my first commercial by accident. Because I didn't audition for this commercial. I just walked in the audition. They was like, who's here for the Xbox commercial? I was like, psh. Right. And they was like, you got Xbox? I was like, yeah, I got Xbox. Right. And I ended up booking the commercial. And it was a military commercial they was doing for Call of Duty. And it was like, hey, you was in the military? I was like, yeah. And they was like, do you have your uniform? I was like, mind you, I'm still kind of fresh out.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I got a uniform. But only at that time, all I had was my uniform from Iraq. Now, it still smells like Iraq.
You haven't done nothing with it since
No,
then.
it's been in my duffel bag. So I still have sand from Iraq.
Oh, snap.
My boots still have sand on them. So they was like, yeah, just bring your uniform, wear your uniform, it'll be great. I'm like, all right, cool, I can do this. I just got to put it on real quick, do
Dude, I can't imagine where this is going.
So then I get to set, and they transformed the set to an army base.
What?
Oh, my
They have
gosh.
the camouflage nets.
Yeah.
They have fake sand and stuff. And at that time, this is downtown LA. Now there's choppers in the sky.
Oh, snap.
And I got dressed, and I just remember sitting in the bathroom, and I'm just rocking. And I'm just rocking. I have my whole uniform on. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm just rocking. I got into a ball, and I'm in the corner in the bathroom on the phone with my best friend. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't. She's like, you're just acting. You're acting. I was like, no, I'm not acting. I'm not acting.
Right.
She's like, no, you got to breathe. You got to breathe. You got to do it. She's like, are they paying you? I was like, yeah, they paying me. She's like, is your rent due? I was like,
She's like, imagine they gave you some food you don't like.
So she literally like talked me off the ledge, and like I went out there, and I'm like standing there, like I've only watched that video once because I look crazy. Because like the choppers, you can hear the choppers, not sound effects. It's and I'm standing there like, yeah, I love Xbox. I play Call of Duty all the time. Yeah. And then
You were literally having a breakdown.
Yeah.
You're like, man, they're like, she's a great actress. Like, she's fantastic.
I was having a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and cut. Great job. I get in the car, and I'm just like shaking.
Dude, oh man.
I'm shaking, and I'm like, what is happening to me? And I'm just and I can't drive, and I was like, I think I need to go to the VA.
Yeah.
And I went to a therapist like literally the next week.
Really? And have you still been going consistently?
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Because I was out here losing and that's why everybody's
You
like,
went 7 years without even
not
taking your uniform out of your duffel bag.
Yeah.
So those
that
things
thing
are
was
just
funky.
stuck.
It smell, and it smells like hate and like
Yeah.
like, and it's like overseas dirt, and it was horrible. It was so horrible, and it's like to that point I was like, I think I need help.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't
differentiate. Yeah.
from being overseas and being home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's why I was asking. I mean, I'm like my uncle who. My family's all cops, but my uncle, like when he goes into he's retired, he goes into a restaurant, has to have his back against the wall.
Yeah.
See all the entries.
I didn't see everything.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Hey, when I go on dates with dudes and they be like, I want to sit. I'm like, no, I want to sit here. They're like, no, but they're like, I like to see. Now I like to see.
He's like this. I'll order for you. And like, no, you won't.
I'm like, whatever you order for me, I'm just gonna trade it anyway.
I got the spaghetti. Who got the lasagna? Yeah. You order spaghetti. I like to trade. I like to order something and then trade it for what I really want.
Why didn't you just order what you want? I like the game.
It's the game. You understand? It's the hustle.
It's the hustle. It's the long run, man.
So I want to know about being a woman in the military. Was it harder for
you? It sucks.
Sucks. Really? What makes it harder or suck?
Because it's just like stand up. It's a man's game.
Yeah.
And if a woman can play well, that's cool.
Right.
But we'll never respect you for real. So in the they just let one female's finally become a what is it? She was
4-star.
No, not a SEAL. But it was like
I heard about this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She I can't remember the term.
But she was like the first female.
She was the first one to achieve this really hard position. I can't remember which one it was, but I was reading about that. Yeah.
It's like we're at the bottom of the totem pole, and especially a woman of color in the military, we're at the bottom of the totem, like literally the bottom of the totem pole. I got the worst treatment of my life because I'm a female of color. I got the worst jobs. I got the worst hours. Everything that they could give me the worst, they gave it to me.
Do you feel like they didn't want you there?
I know they didn't.
Was it the questions?
It was a defiance. They didn't like anybody challenging their authority. Because
that's the kind of the military, though, isn't it?
It's just they want you to shut up and just shut up and just walk, shut up and drive, shut up and do it, just shut up and wait. They just want you to just shut up and just do what they say. Right. And I'm that woman. I was like, no, I'm not. This is my life. Are y'all serious? Because their way of like handling like punishments would be, well, let's just send Gonzalez on this mission.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
That's like your life.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it would be like literally 4 or 5 days straight where I would like go on the mission and I'm there for 8 hours and I'll come sleep for 2 hours. And they'll knock on my door like, Gonzalez, you're on the next mission out. And I'm like, I just got to sleep. They're like, well, we need a gunner. I'm like, well, go get. She's not qualified. He's not qualified. You're qualified. You're going. I don't have
After 2 hours of sleep?
They don't care. You think they care? And then guess what? And if you have a regular job, like I would have, like if I wasn't on a mission, I'm a mechanic, so I have to go to work for 8 hours. And then
hold on, wait. Oh
yeah, you have jobs. You think you're just sitting around?
I thought when the mission's over, you're just waiting for the next mission.
No, you gotta go to work.
Dang. Wait, the mission ain't work?
No.
What is the mission?
The mission, everything is work.
Oh, you're my gosh.
You're slaves. What are you talking about?
Oh, snap. I didn't never know. Yeah. I got kicked out.
Like I said, I was a mechanic, so that's my job. But my other jobs were driver and gunner. So if I'm not being a mechanic, I'm being a driver or a gunner. So I would have to wake up, be at the motor pool at 8 a.m., right? Mm-hmm. Let's say I do 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., like a regular work day.
Yeah.
If there's a 6 p.m. Guard duty, I'm on guard duty. Now, guard duty lasts 4 hour shifts, 4 to 6 hour shifts. Mm-hmm. So if I get off at 5 and then I have a 4 hour shift, that's 9 o'clock. I still haven't even eaten yet. But guess what? I got to do this all over again tomorrow.
Dang.
And you have guard duty, depends on your unit, sometimes twice a week.
Dang. Are you guys off on the weekends?
There's no off.
I just want to know.
There's no off.
I don't know. Saturday they were like,
they give you
You're like,
one
when
day.
do you go to the spa?
Yeah. They give you one day and they give it to you this Sunday because they let people go to church. Mm-hmm. They have chaplains and stuff like that. If you knew, but that's how I used to get out all the time. Like, yeah, I'm going to church. I wasn't going to church. I'm sorry, Kim. I was not going to church.
You get a pass. I think you're good.
They be like, who's going to church? And it just be me left. I'm like, nah, I'm going to church too, man. Everybody going to church.
Anything to not have to do all this stuff.
So then they'll give you Sunday off. Yeah. But besides that, you're working every day.
And you were there for how long straight?
A year.
Dang. Did it feel like way longer?
It felt like forever.
So what was it like when you got the news that you were rotating home?
We didn't believe it.
Really?
because they told us so many times, like a certain date we was. It's like when somebody's telling you an album's coming out, and then
Right.
Hilarious.
that was us. So they'd be like, "You're going home in February." Like, yeah, all right, whatever. Oh no, you go home in March. All right, cool. Oh, well, you might come home in Jan. All right. So we didn't really know until it was like a week later. Like, we're really leaving this time. And I was like, ugh.
So did you not believe it until you were on the plane?
Yeah.
What was the one thing when you got back that you're like, I'm doing this as soon as I get back? Like whether it was getting a meal or something.
Drinking water, and it sounds nasty, like drinking water in the shower.
Huh.
Because you can't in overseas. We had like rooms. Like I had a shower room. Like it was like just they had like
That's so
Like a makeshift shower?
yeah.
Yeah.
So the water is the water from the country. Like you
Right.
can't. We weren't allowed to drink like that water.
It's
Came
not
on your
potable.
mouth. Yeah.
Not potable water.
So we couldn't.
Like the shower, like the water in an airplane. They're like, hey, just wash your hands. Do not
exactly.
drink this.
So I couldn't go in the shower and be like, let me brush my teeth.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that. So
What was that first shower like when you were back home?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The pressure, just like
warmth?
the warmth, being able to close a door. Close a door.
That is such a small thing.
It's the little
And your
thing
eyes lit up like
Oh, yeah.
when that door closed, you were like, oh, it's going to be the best shower of my life.
ever.
You
It's-
just stayed
How
there
long
until
how long were you
raising-
in
I think
for the shower?
I think it was like an hour and some change.
Your
I
hot
get
water
it.
heater was amazing, first of all.
Hell yeah, my dad was mad as hell. He was like, he's like, what did you do in Iraq? I was like,
You're like, listen, sir.
I'm like,
All
"It's
I'm asking
cold."
for is this hour-long shower.
Yeah.
I ain't going to hold you. I really
You're like, you
need
smell
it."
my uniform? I need the shower.
So yeah, I had brought like my own selection of DVDs, but I only had about like 10 of them.
You probably got so sick of watching the
Oh
same
my-
stuff.
I
Do
love-
you remember the 10?
Yeah. So it was Blue Streak, Bad Boys, Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio, Disney's Cinderella,
Interesting choice.
Aladdin. Don't judge me.
Martin Lawrence,
Yeah.
Leo.
Trading Places, Coming to America.
Great selections of movies, by the way.
Thank you. You might not like this one. Constantine with
Keanu?
Keanu.
Yeah.
What else did I have? It was another Martin, another Eddie movie.
Life?
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
And
finest work.
yeah, and then what else did I have? Oh, I had the whole first season of Saved by the Bell.
Hilarious.
That is somehow the most unusual
Yeah.
selection that you had. Everything else. So when you see those movies, does it take you back there?
Yeah, especially Aladdin.
Really?
Because after like a long mission, I would just want to come home and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'll just pop in Aladdin and then it'd be like one step ahead of the next step.
One of the things we were talking about
Crazy.
that I thought was interesting when she was talking about when the mess hall got blown up, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, how did the guy get in there? And she was, I'll let you tell it.
Yeah,
So-
the guy worked there.
What?
So
Yeah.
he was one of the workers that worked on base. So that's why
Oh, no.
we would raid into people's houses without a care because it's like things like that would happen. So he literally was one of the workers on base that we were, because what the military was doing also was training Iraqi soldiers
Yeah.
on how to be,
That's what the politicians were always saying. We're going to train them so that they can defend themselves and then we can come back home.
which I thought was the dumbest idea because it's like, we're giving them the tools
You're
to
like,
beat us.
right.
politicians?
It's not working out for us.
I was like, this is the dumbest idea ever.
And so they were using that training on you guys?
That's exactly what happened. And I was like, this
Dang.
is so dumb.
And you were talking about also that you, during that year, you had 2 weeks that you got to go home?
Yeah, you get leave. Every soldier gets leave when you go overseas. If you have like a year deployment, you'll get 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like to go
R&R.
home. Yeah. So
R&R.
I went home and I was like, yo, I don't want to go back.
How did
Yeah,
you?
that's exactly. How do you not just go, I'm going to Canada?
Because it was like, here's
You're
the
going
thing.
AWOL though.
Yeah,
if you do that.
Yeah, because the
Absent without leave.
I know what it is.
Okay, cool.
repercussions are prison time.
Yeah, and it's a military prison.
Yeah, it's a military prison. I think it's like 7 years. too.
Leavenworth.
Yeah. So it was like 7 years or
6 more months.
stuck it out in Iraq for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go back to Iraq. Just like a lot of chicks in my unit decided to get pregnant instead of go to Iraq, which I thought was the dumbest idea.
Oh snap!
Because I was like,
I got something for you. Knock me up. I'm out.
mind you, like we had like I said, in the engineer battalion, there's not a lot of females. So within my,
Women.
It's fine. I mean,
I say female. Y'all need to toughen up.
Yes.
I can see her being in the unit. I'm gonna say female. You just write me up if you got
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna say what I want.
I'll say dude if I want to.
So yeah, literally it was like 6 bunk beds in our room, and like that we were all in the engineer battalion. So while we were in like in mobbing process in Fort Dix.
In what process?
Mobbing.
What's that?
Mobilizing.
Okay,
Mobilizing.
So they're mobilizing you to go overseas.
Yeah, got it.
So we're mobbing out, and then like every 2 weeks they have like women have to take urine tests.
Make sure you're not pregnant?
Make sure you're not
Okay.
pregnant. But all the chicks was like, yo, I'm not going to Iraq. And I'm gonna just get pregnant. And I was like, that's a dumb idea. And they was like, no, because I don't want to die. And I was like, we ain't gonna die. We gonna be cool. Like,
Right.
They're not gonna put us in real danger. We're weekend warriors. Like,
You're
and
a weekday. You're everyday warrior now.
so then, like little by little, like every 2 weeks, another female would leave my room.
She's just like,
So by the end of it, it was just me in my room.
So
And
wait, were they getting pregnant in Iraq or back home?
this is before we go.
Oh, this is back home,
Yeah,
where they're
so
moving.
they wouldn't go to Iraq.
Got
They
it, got it.
like so everybody in my room, like
Just Lulu.
it was just me. I was like, yo.
Although I disagree with this idea, it seems like everybody's all in on it.
But the horrible part is like you don't get out of the military. You're still in the military. You're just stateside.
Yeah. And then you have the baby and they're like, all right, you're up.
So they have maternity uniforms.
yes.
So there was a whole bunch of chicks just walking around now with maternity
Yes.
camouflage. I was like, y'all stupid.
So
Like,
did any of
maybe
them ever
that-
have the baby and then get sent to Iraq anyway?
no.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that fat chick that you were messing with on the truck, she was just pregnant.
No, she was not pregnant.
So one of the questions we haven't even got to the
Well,
question.
I know. I want to ask one more question.
I'm going to ask a question.
No, I want
to.
to. So you're talking about it being hard to be a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So you have your monthly cycle stuff. Is the military like, you like? Do they even care about that, or just another thing you got to deal with?
Listen, here's the thing. You have some men are angels. Depends on who you're with. The military don't care if
Right.
you're on your period. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't care about that. But when I was overseas, I used to have really really bad periods. Like I didn't realize later in life it was a fibroids and it was a tumor.
Got it.
But at that time, I just had really really bad periods.
Yeah.
And my commanding officer, he has daughters. He has a lot of daughters.
Got it. So he was more understanding.
He was more, and I was the only girl in the platoon, so he took me under like his daughter.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when I
yeah.
would complain, all the other sergeants would be like, "Whatever, like I don't care," and he would be like, "What do you need?"
Yeah.
So I'll be like, I feel dehydrated. So one time he sent me to the medic, and I just sat there with an IV just to get some fluids
You're just
in.
like, man, I love this thing.
I was like, I loved him so much, but he's the only one that cared.
Yeah.
Besides that, they don't care. They do not. They don't
They're
care.
like, rub
about-
some dirt on it.
They all they care about is can you do your job.
But can you do your job?
That's
though?
all that matters. Can you do your job? And then there's some women like in power who be like officers or whatever, and then you try to express concern to them, and they look at you like you weak. Like
Dang.
what? Like what? You need what? Like you better suck it up. Like I have their thing is I have cramps too, and I'm still doing my job.
Dang.
And you be like, sister, but
and this, my man's over here's my only true friend.
I'm like, do you?
It be your own people.
It be
It
your
really
own
be your own
people. I'm like, you got a pass? She like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, oh man.
What do we do?
She's like, got any more questions, Lulu? They really had it out for you. One of the questions we got, being ex-military, you're not still in?
No.
So being ex-military, what are your thoughts on Kaepernick? That was one of the questions we got.
I have no that does not bother me at all. At all. Him kneeling has nothing to do with what I stood for
Right.
and that regards to the flag. Like what he's doing is something very specific. So I don't really that doesn't take offense to that. I'm kneeling with him. I be at the games and people be like, stand. I'm like, no, I'm a kneel. Like
Right. And I'm a veteran.
I'm a veteran. Like I did that at a game before too. I was playing an intramural, like a basketball game, and I kneeled.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
And they're like, respect the truth. I am
am
the
the
truth.
truth.
Yeah.
I respect me enough to take a knee, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found like we've asked a lot of veterans throughout like production. Hardly any veterans ever had a problem with it. It was people who,
Yeah.
like being upset on
was
the
told
veterans'
by
behalf.
It was a veteran who
military
told
officer.
him.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a veteran who told him. But people were like being mad on behalf of the veterans, and the veterans are like, bro, that don't bother me at all.
Which is funny to me because I'm like, a lot of veterans are very like in the dark about things or try to act like it's not like really happening. But the way the government treats veterans is very sad.
Yeah.
So for you to be standing for like sticking up for this flag so much that doesn't even care about your health care or dental, veterans don't even get dental.
Yeah.
I have to go pay to get dental. They'll give you health care, but dental? Oh no.
Yeah.
So it's like you're really caring about somebody taking a knee, fighting over injustice of people of color, but this same flag won't even pay for your dental.
Right. Right.
So what are you crying and complaining about? Like, what is your problem?
Absolutely. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm finally getting to the people's.
One of the questions, dude, she's gone through so many of these.
Yeah.
There's, I only have like 2.
Okay.
Give them to me.
How often do you ask about military discounts?
Every day. Every day. My friends,
That dental? Can I get a military discount?
My friends hate it because every time we go out, I'm like, but do you get military discounts though? And my homegirl's like, they don't give military discounts here. I was like, how do you know unless you ask?
This is the club. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want military discount on this Hennessy.
I haven't tried it. I'm gonna try it. Especially around President's
And if
Day.
they say no, you're like, so that's how you feel about the troops.
I did. What did I do that at? I went to Forever 21 to buy these leggings, and I was like, "So y'all get military discounts?" And she was like, "No, we don't." I was like, "Oh, so I went to Iraq for nothing?" Huh? Cool. She's like, "I wouldn't say for." I was like, "Nope, you said enough. You gonna give me that 10%? You gonna give me that 10?
hilarious.
No." But literally everywhere I go, I ask.
Dude, do you know Greg Fitzsimmons, comic Greg
Yeah,
Fitzsimmons?
yeah.
Great comic and one of my favorite people to work with. We're doing a casino and
Favorite people to work with, huh?
Yeah, he
All
is
we do
one of
is
my
this show. We've only shot 40
I didn't say
That's it.
you're not one of my
It's
favorite.
cool, Jay.
That means you have somebody else
Quit
above
playing the
him.
victim, Kev.
Be your own comics.
Be your own comment.
No, so we're doing a show, and I was featuring for him. Did my time. I'm setting up the merch table. I think he had like 3 books left, right? I have my shirts, and so he's on stage. He's like, "Yeah, I got these books I sell, and 15% of it goes to the Wounded Warrior, and Jay just keeps all of his profits. So I guess America's just supposed to defend itself, Jay, huh? From the stage." Oh, dude, I was dying.
Keep solid. Tell him if you give me the headline money, I'll give up.
Yeah,
some of the
dude,
merch.
I was dying though. And this line, I guess America's just supposed to defend itself.
Well, when I'm on stage, I usually be like, whoever doesn't buy me a drink hates America.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then I usually get a lot of drinks.
That's great.
It's fine. You hate your country. I understand.
I get it. You don't
All
want
I
to
did
give
is
me
go
any
to war.
fluids. I get it.
So somebody said, what does MOS stand for?
It's your job,
Yeah.
basically. This is.
It's not, the acronym doesn't make sense though, right?
It's like
Military
operational.
operation.
Yeah, some stuff like that.
There you go.
It's just your job.
Literally, it's just your job. Like my MOS is 62 Bravo, and that's heavy equipment operator.
Got it.
And that's all that is.
What do civilians do that you find the most disrespectful?
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
This is my biggest, and I'm so wait. Okay, this is my
What is it?
biggest.
Oh, you're looking to see if we're doing it?
Yeah, my biggest pet peeve. I absolutely hate when civilians wear camouflage, like the old uniforms or like, for instance, I was in a gym the other day and I seen this guy had on an Army PT shirt. A PT shirt
the
is
gray
like
one with the black. I mean, gray with the black.
it just says Army on it, but it's a staple. It's an Army staple. Everybody knows it's a PT shirt.
Yeah.
Personal training shirt. So I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, what's your unit? What base are you?" He was like, "Oh no, I just got this from the Salvation Army." I was like, "So that ain't even."
So you wasn't in the Army.
He was like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. People keep coming up to me thinking I was in the Army." I was like, "Oh, so you just fronting?"
So like the stolen valor thing.
Exactly.
Now, okay, I have a Sean John camo button up, but nobody's.
No, that's cool. I don't like when people take like actual
like-
military
and try to
stuff.
jazz it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I seen a girl at a comedy show who had like an old like Army jacket and like threw some buttons on it, and I was like, what are you doing? Like I have
Yeah.
friends who've died in that uniform,
Yeah.
and you're literally putting it on because it was at Urban. Like,
Yeah.
like what are you doing? Like so that or like. Okay. Or when guys,
I wear all black. for
no.
this
When guys
service.
wear dog tags, like,
Oh, yeah.
like I was on a date with a dude, and he had on a dog tag, and he was like finding out that I was a veteran. So he was like, hey, like what bothers you? Same question. And I was like, I don't like when guys wear dog tags. And he was like, but why? It's just a picture of my grandmother on it. And I was like, do you know what dog tags are for? He's like, yeah, I know what dog tags are for. I was like, what were they for? I was like, in case somebody's head is chopped off or blown off or pieces of their body, we need these tags to ID who they are. So at the end of the day, we pick up these tags and we take it home like, this person is no longer here.
Yeah.
This is who it was. He was like, man, I never looked at it like that. I was like, no, but you go ahead and wear your grandmother on it. Go ahead. Because she served this country. Grams.
Respect Nana, huh? She ain't even get down.
So yeah, those are my biggest pet peeves. I irks my
Oh,
nerves.
this is an interesting question somebody said. What will you miss? Or what do you miss, I guess?
I miss my friends. The friends. That's absolutely hands down.
Yeah.
The experiences I had with those people and the memories and just like the carefreeness of like, I trust you because I know at the end of the day, you're going to protect me. I'm going to protect you.
Yeah.
And I really trust you.
Yeah.
That's what I miss.
Unless you're the fat chick.
I don't know what happened.
One day.
No, that was the whole year.
Was it? You were always getting her together like
You never
that?
get lost weight?
No, the whole year. And I was like, what are we doing?
What are you eating? Your sandwiches. You traded them. I couldn't get them.
She must have been really good at bartering with you. Just like, give me 4 of those
your
sandwiches.
fault.
I'll give you this one.
It's your fault, Lulu.
She was the worst.
I'm out of mine.
Okay, I got like 2 more. One, is boot camp as crazy as the movies make it seem?
Boot camp was amazing.
That's it. I don't think I've heard anybody say that ever.
I always have fun. See, I like outdoor stuff. I like climbing. I like jumping. I like
climbing.
because it's like boot camp is 8 weeks, right? So at the end of each week, they have like a thing you do.
Yeah.
So like for the whole week, you're training for it. Like when we had the obstacle course, we got to go to the obstacle course like twice that week. So we're like jumping over stuff, climbing on monkey bars. You're rappelling off things, and like this is like, oh man, this is like
And Lulu's
camp.
just smiling.
This is like camp.
Go. She's like,
And then and I was always the most athletic girl. So anytime they had anything to show, I would be the test dummy.
Right.
Like I have like a scar right here. Well, it's gone now. But I was the dummy for throwing grenades. Right?
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, this is like TV. But I realized, no, these is real grenades.
Those are live grenades?
Live grenades. So I had on a flak jacket.
Yeah.
And I had to pull it and throw. And I was like, oh, I play baseball. This is going to be cool. But I wasn't thinking. And I pulled it and I held it too long. And my drill sergeant was like, throw. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I was so late that he literally just took me and threw me. Because I reacted too late to throwing it. So he was trying to get me to go to cover. So when he took me and threw me, I fell like on some stuff, some glass.
Yeah.
So then it stuck me. And but I was like, that was so cool. Can we do it again? And he was like, no. Gonzalez.
It's not. So when you pull the pin, it's not when you release it that the thing flies off like in the movie.
Yeah, it starts cooking. But I was in a zone.
And so it's like a minute's going by. You're just like,
I was like, man, like I was trying to be like precise, like baseball.
like, get this on the gram. Hold on, how you want me to? What angle? What filter you using?
Nah, get on the right.
Yeah,
Get on the right. But he was like, he wanted to show like how you supposed to react. Like he wanted it quick.
Okay.
And I was out here chilling like, this
You're
gonna
juggling.
I was like, this gonna be dope. Like if I throw it this way. But then we went to the gas chamber. Like that was so much fun. Like
I don't know if people would describe it like that.
here's the thing. I always try to make things fun. Like for
Right.
instance,
The
like
gas chamber?
Yeah, if you tell me not to do something,
Yeah.
I'ma do it. Because I want to see
Yeah.
what's going to happen. So they told us before we go in the gas chamber, don't eat nothing. Don't eat, don't drink no milk, no dairy, no fruit, no nothing.
Just pouring out of your nose.
So I was asking everybody, yo, give
Wait,
me your
what was
fruit.
that,
Who got
Kat?
fruit? Who got fruit?
Hold on.
So
Reenact that.
yeah, reenact
There were
that.
cups of milkshake.
Is that what they call them now?
I knew it when I did it.
I tried to ignore it.
were hoping it was
I looked at Josh. He was looking at you, but I knew one of you two were going to say something.
I tried to ignore it. I was
And
like,
of course
no,
it
it's
was-
not happening. It's not happening. It's not
Oh
happening.
man.
Okay, so you drank the milkshake.
I didn't drink the milkshake.
That's no better.
This is a milkshake. Jeez, Jake.
Actually,
Give me a break.
Actually, I ate
sorry.
fruit. I couldn't.
Okay.
I had. I picked up a bag of peaches, and my drill sergeant was like, "Don't eat that peaches, Gonzalez." I was like, "Yeah, drill sergeant."
She's just like, I won't.
And I was like, and I ate the whole thing. So with the gas mask, they're trying to show you that your gas mask really works. That's the whole main thing of this exercise.
Yeah.
So everybody puts their gas mask on, and they put 30 people in the gas chamber, and they make you go 7 at a time. So I'm in the first 7.
Yeah.
And then they're like, they want you to take your mask off and say your social security number and then run out. Nobody gets through. Nobody ever gets through.
Oh, snap.
So the moment you take it off and you go, your whole body collapses.
Wait, do they tell you have to breathe in?
Yeah. How you gonna speak?
I could be like this. I have the mask on. I go 5, 4, 1.
It's impossible. Trust me, everybody's tried.
I could do that.
It's
No, I'm
impossible.
just kidding. I couldn't do
So
nothing.
the way that smoke hits you, the way it sticks into your clothes, into your skin.
Oh, snap.
We had to wash clothes for 3 days after that because it was so potent. So you're literally like, you take it off. I'm like, 0 cents. And then he's like, and then the dude next to me, he was trying to be tough, so they keep hitting him on his chest. He's like,
Yeah.
and he's
And
like,
everybody's still passing out,
Yeah.
no matter
so
how
then-
tough you are.
So then I'm like standing up, and they're like, "Say it again, Gonzalez," and I'm like, 0, 0. And I just
Peaches.
threw peaches all over the floor.
and
so
the
then,
drill sergeant's like, I told her,
Yeah.
no
So-
peaches.
And then Keb's over in the corner. Milkshakes.
but after that, I ran out and I just started throwing up all over the grass. So for the rest of boot camp, everybody called me Peaches.
That's perfect. That's
This has been great, Lulu.
Oh, this is
I'm
awesome.
so
Thank
glad
you.
you came on here and talked about this. We've never had this conversation at all.
Ever.
And we've chopped it up.
Yeah.
Many a day.
Many a day.
This has been fantastic. He's been Big RSJ. Oh, before we let you go, tell the people where they can find you, what you're working on, any of those things.
You can find me on the gram at LOU_Gonzalez. That's GONZALEZ. I don't know when this is airing. I don't know. Yep, well, I'll be at the J Spot tomorrow.
check your website.
I mean, check the gram to see playback of that. And
Be at the J Spot tomorrow.
that's about it, you know.
Thank you so much for coming on. Again, he's been Big RSJ. She's been Lulu Gonzalez. I've been Kev on Stage. This is Ask a Veteran with Lulu. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.